and welcome to Patito's Gang. I am Minna Jimye. How do political parties choose their candidates to represent them at different levels? Is the process even effective? Well, let's see what the gang has to say. Stay tuned.
In the recent party congresses that been held between the two major parties, because those are the ones that are APC and PDP. In APC, for instance, they had about 26 different congresses for same party factions. Different factions held their own congresses. What is the implication on the way we select or elect our party officials to represent us in different places? And you find that without the right selection of process, it's always difficult to get the right candidates to represent us. That means no internal democracy within the parties, and whether the parties have some kind of political philosophy which they belong or believe in, and which will also groom them, because that's the role of the political party, to groom them to begin to think in a certain way. Gentlemen, I don't know, have you held your Congress in your area?
Well,
which faction won?
When you talk of party Congress, hardly have we ever gotten more than, say, 3 factions in a party. So when you talk of 26, you are just spreading, not within a party, for an office. And these things are at various levels. You have congresses at local level, and you have a convention at national.
That's right.
All to get the right person who will lead the party. And to really select the local officials, you know, the
run the parties
itself,
who eventually...
There are some people that may never go beyond local level. And they always strive, perspire, and aspire to get, position in the party. It's good because they will determine who will be at the executive, be it local government or state or what have you. And during primaries, because primary is money now, and then the Ekiti primary,
Don't ask me how much I spend in my own primary.
So to a farmer who, after having maybe 1,000 tubers of yam in a year, and doesn't make up to 100,000 naira a year income, and by just mere becoming a delegate,
yes,
you can get 100,000 naira from a candidate, okay, and can rake such from 3 contestants.
That's right.
If it's not camped,
yes,
because if it's camped, they won't be able to. You get my point. So it becomes a sort of do or die, even at that local level. And now, where you don't belong within the caucus of in the party, then you tend to form where your voice will be
heard.
And that's the reason why you have factions within. Like in Lagos here, we have Tinubu faction, we have Muiz Banire faction. But I don't think the factions were more than 2.
Congresses in Nigeria, actually, my own take on it is that it's completely flawed. This is one of the things that are very wrong with the way we operate in anything. As you can see, what just happened a few months ago or few weeks ago, it gives an impression. How do we actually select these people? If in a party, you and I will belong to the same party, and we cannot come to a consensus thinking that this is the right person that will that will raise the flag, fly the flag of our party.
That's right.
It gives you an impression that Nigeria, we are doomed. But having said that, you see, our democracy is actually modeled with United States of America. We are taking a clue from them. We are running a presidential system of government, which gives you an impression also that those who wants to be a candidate must be given a fair chance. Their voice must be heard. It's not every day you come around, you see people behaving in a manner as if it's do or die affairs.
For them, it's do or die.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
There's somebody, I was shocked, not recently. You know how Imo State is going with the Okorocha saga and all that.
And
So there's
and in-law.
and his in-law and
His in-law.
So the good people of Imo State decided to shop for a good candidate that will challenge and take over reins in Imo. And they approached a very good friend of mine, senior friend of mine, and he said no, that there's another person that is better than himself. That person should be, and not him.
Okay.
You see, I have never.
This is magnanimous.
Yes,
Yes,
he
it
says
is.
there's
Magnanimous, yes.
somebody that is better than himself, that they
Yes.
should go. I actually called it, man. I said, look, they approached me, but I think you do a better job than myself.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Yes.
I have never.
No, that
and
is
I learned a lot.
No,
from
that
you.
is where
You know?
people are working together.
You know, in our politics of today, it's very unfortunate that it's been modeled that way. But like someone mentioned, you have to be in a camp to even qualify. And like we say in Yoruba parlance, Baba Sowikbe, Baba has said it should be
this way.
Mr. Dele.
Yeah.
So do what you want to do.
Baba Sowikbe.
Build the party. Work hard. Labor. Canvas. Generate people. On that day, because there has been a pattern, keep the people hungry so that when it matters the most, you jingle the money and they
Yeah.
ask you how high do you want them to jump.
That's right.
Now, all the efforts that my friend has put in to build this, it's happened to me. All the effort that my friend has put in to do this, to build the structure that he's coming with to the primary, they get there and the delegates are handpicked by the power that be.
Yes.
And they've anointed a candidate and they've greased the palm of the delegates. So it does not matter how wonderful
So
you are.
basically, what you're saying is no longer election.
It's not a
So if it's a selecting process, there must be a process that will make it seamless, so there will not be any rancor.
No,
in the political.
Both election and selection is still selection. It's true.
No, but it happened in the 2000 and before the merger with APC merged, for the formation of APC.
Yeah.
A certain person was when Shekarau of Kano wanted to run for presidency. He took over, he hijacked the AMPP structure, and a certain gentleman was, asked to run because he wanted to give it to him. Meanwhile, another friend of his, from the southwest, was promised that position, chairmanship position. But this other man, he said, no, let that one be. So he now told them, look, I promised you, told his friend, I promised you to vote for you. But you see the other 3,000 delegates, I cannot guarantee. So they voted for the candidate that he wanted. Even in that election or selection, whichever thing you do, if the powers that be says that you are not, we are not going to have you,
That settles your fate.
settles the fate. You have nothing.
And that now brings us to the power of money.
Yeah.
Because
I told you, Carol, don't ask me how much I spent.
I want to emphasize the power of money in the selection process.
That's right.
And I told you that selection could either be appointive
Yeah.
or elective.
Elective, yes.
All right? Once you have the charisma and you have money, there are ways you can swing things, from The norm.
No,
Yeah.
money always,
Yeah, but-
money always plays a part. There's no doubt about
Yeah,
it.
but
Money
at
plays
the
a
end
part.
of the day, at the end of the day, it depends on the strength of your war chest.
Yeah.
Because you come with all your life savings and we have all gotten together to raise 100 million for you, and someone comes from the side with 5 billion naira and he bamboozles you.
Anyway,
Well, in other words, the playing field is not from onset,
it's not
or
level.
not level.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
if that is the case, it gives me the impression that the party itself are the ones to be blamed because they started something that does not have process of winning.
no, you
From
see,
outside.
you see, because it's not about this thing. It's about who has the deepest pocket.
Well, if that's the case,
That is it. Anyway, it's a recent incident that happened. A man is in the Senate now. Finally, he made it to the Senate. He took in 50 million and went into primaries. He came out with nothing, no kobo left in his from that 50 million, and he did not get a ticket. So in 2000, after that, he had to stay with the governor every morning for 4 years to get the ticket.
but if I'm
4 years.
is this normal?
But he's in the
Is this
Senate.
no, what
No,
is
he's in the
it's not-
Senate
it's
now.
not right.
Hold on.
Is this
On that
normal
note of being, whether it's a normal process or
Yes.
not, you just hold
Because we are
on.
normalizing the whole thing.
Yeah, we go on a short break. When we return, we'll find out whether it's a normal thing to do, old normal or a new normal. And we'll look at other issues on the way out so that we
That's
have a
right.
better selection process. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
The gang suggests that parties should actually hold seminars ahead of elections in order to teach their potential candidates the core values and goals of that particular election. What are your thoughts? We'd love to hear from you. So, let's take it to the streets.
When the government is saying that way, it will be reduced. We don't want people that are just striving to get there.
The ideology that APC are trying to impose on Nigerian is not real. Why? They said that if they come to power, they will do this, do that, and the same thing that happened when the PDP is ruling is still happening now. When you talk about the Congress, from instance, you see the APC Congress, everything is flawed. It's like all these big wigs in the party, they are trying to impose their candidate on the party. So the same thing that happened in PDP times is still happening now. And why it only change? Why are we yearning for the younger one to come into the power? It's just because we think we can do better than this political juggernaut. You know why these people, they can come and deceive us. They can come as many times to deceive us, to try to tell us that they will do this and that, and they are lying. You see, you will see somebody from APC join PDP today. If you see that you have skeleton in your cupboard, you just need to pitch your tent with the APC, that government in power. Then you know that when you pitch your tent with Buhari, they may not open your secret again. Then look at everything all together. I don't know. Even the way forward is let everybody go and get your PVC and vote wisely. Come 2019. That is all.
There is no party that is reliable to start with, because everybody fight for their pockets. Even the present government, they say that they are fighting corruption, but if you look around, you see that there are more corruption on the ground. So to talk about who we can choose for now, we cannot really know, except it's only God that can save us about the election that is coming. Our prayer as a Christian, as I am, is that God should give us a candidate who will be able to save us from the situation that we find ourselves.
We're still talking about party congresses and how do we get it right, because the current process is not working. Good candidates are supposed to provide service to people and not being thrown up. Money has become the issue of the day. And Kayode and co, can we suggest ways that we can get out of this
Yes.
party congress so that we make sure that
Yes, I will
people-
still use example of a Kayode again.
Okay.
And that's in Ekiti. A Kayode was
the current minister
the
of
current minister.
yes.
And he was interested in
Going
governorship.
back to Ekiti.
And there are other juggernauts, you know, who are already there. Senator Judu, Shegun Oni, and others. But these people, they don't belong to the real caucus of APC
Okay.
at national. So,
More like the kitchen cabinet.
exactly. So by the time he came, he just came a few days and whatever, and because he had the structure, because he was the one who was governor when the congresses were, you know, that
Okay,
brought
sure,
it.
sure.
Yeah.
So he just leveraged on that, which means it wasn't really by money. It was because the structure was already there, and the structure was by, and the structure was for him.
No, you are
No,
very
yeah,
correct. You are going
yeah.
back to where I keep
Yeah.
asking you guys here. If this have to be the doors to money, that means anybody from anywhere can just.
It was not.
Wait a minute.
It was no. It was
It cannot
not.
have been structure
No, no, no.
alone that
He-
gave it to him.
You mean that?
No, he has a
When-
structure. I can understand.
Okay.
So where is it?
Let me just
No,
let me
the
just
structure- no,
use
wait a
a
minute,
second.
wait a
It's a
minute.
process. Jide, you have been in the
I've been in
process.
it.
No, we are talking
use
about
another
we are
example.
talking of the process.
I'll use
That
another
the
example for
process-
you.
The process
Yeah.
favored him because he was governor
Okay,
when the
when the-
Congress
and he had a
that
structure
brought
already.
these people
Yes.
on board
Yes.
was there, and that structure had not been dismantled.
Dismantled, okay.
That's
So
right.
either he spent the same amount of money with others.
Yeah.
If 12 people were delegates from ward, and out of those 12, 8 were from executive,
Yeah.
it means that actually it's home and dry
Yeah.
by having the
So in
executive.
other words, what you are saying is that it's not about money and it's not about structure because.
No,
If it's
about-
not
it's about structure.
money,
Just give me a-
money
give me-
give you the structure
Give me a
because
second.
he was
It
governor.
cannot. Let me cite an example.
Okay.
In Imo State, I believe Rochas has the money, and he also has the structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his favorite candidate could not make it. Why so? It's because
Couldn't
some
make
people
what? Couldn't make what?
could not become the
governorship
candidate.
You mean right now?
Yes.
They've not
In
done
his
that.
own
They have
party?
not done the. It's
No,
not
no,
done
no,
the-
not
the
done
structure.
that.
I'm talking of the structure that
will
supposed
yes.
to throw that one up. That's what we're talking about.
So the structure.
He has already lost in every aspect of
see.
it, and he knows it.
I'll
That
tell
is
you
why
what
he's
happened in Imo State.
Yes.
It's a complete dissension.
Okay.
When the people rise up and say enough
It's
is
enough.
enough, they took their fate into their hands
Yes.
and did what they needed to do.
Meaning that money and influence.
It's not
does
it's not money free.
It's not. It's not. It's not.
It's
It's not.
not all money
Only-
free.
no,
Let's
no,
look at it from
yes,
this perspective. Now, when Rochas was gallivanting all over the place doing his statues and all these things, the Imo people were watching. When he did his palace queue and getting endorsement from the House of Assembly, they were watching him, but they had determined on what they want to do.
Yes.
At the end of the day, they did exactly what they wanted, and the man was left high and dry. If Nigerians will rise up and do that same thing, we'll be getting a better society.
I think so. I think
Rather than where a money bag comes
Imo
and
State should
just
be applauded for what they have just
Yeah.
done, because it gives you an impression that money or no money, influence or no influence, the people's mind must be heard. People aspiration must be the only thing that takes
No, you
place.
see, when people rise up to defend, they are more, irrespective of how hungry they may be,
yeah,
they will.
They will get their way.
They will get their way.
they will get their
But
way. The
again,
power of
I said there must be someone who is also bankrolling and doing all of this.
Yeah, because
It's not
because
you
the
can't
structure
discount.
because to have the structure is expensive.
But you were one of a contestant. How did you come up in your party? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Also.
Yes.
Yeah, how did you come up?
It was not
Did you
that-
have the money or did you have the structure?
No,
What
you
is
see-
it?
You see, because one is that the advantage I had was that I was the one that established the party in the States.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And build the structure.
Build the structure.
What I'm
So
saying
it was easier for me to ride on.
to build this.
But this time around, because of the people coming in, people coming in from PDP and APC and all that, joining SDP, it's going to be a challenge, a big challenge. The kind of deep pocket they have, you know, I need 20 billion to be able to.
Even at that,
naturally.
I think you need to clean it up a little bit because the process is, to me, is very flawed.
Yeah, the process.
I don't like it.
The process is expensive.
Yes.
It's expensive. It's expensive
Very
because
expensive process.
to have, you know, the structure that we spread all over
It's expensive.
the world. Okay?
Yeah. Two things will happen at the same
It's
time.
expensive.
And
And it's natural. It's
Yeah.
not, if
If
you may not even bribe people, if I may establish structure in every world in the
civilized
country.
times.
one is
If I may ask,
to
what do they
establish
spend money on?
Oh, offices bringing people together who and start oiling the.
Okay, giving them money.
You must be
If we
oiling
have
the
said that on
other way,
national
right?
television.
Yeah.
So that's what they do.
Yeah.
So it's those who have the money.
Hold on now. The former governor of Central Bank, I heard Soludo,
yeah.
you know, when he wanted to contest this, they had a meeting, and I said, okay, meeting is dismissed. Thank you for coming and all that. And then he came down came downstairs because they had the meeting in his house. And they were still there. I said, you people are still here. The meeting is over now.
Yeah.
So they came and whispered to her, Prof, it's not like that.
Yeah.
They came with
They have
various
not
things.
done the right
There's
thing.
no fuel in their car.
Yeah.
There's no this. They're hungry. There's this.
They must take lunch.
You must. Two things I did the 2 times I contested. I was doing 2 things: running my campaign and establishing structure in the states.
Yeah.
And it is more money consuming.
Financially
You
polarizing.
you don't have the time to build the structure. You don't have the time to run your campaign.
Yeah.
That's a huge challenge. 2 major things.
You know, in civilized climes, what people do is that people of goodwill look out for a good candidate. And they don't do this thing we do here where it's my people that ask me to go.
Yeah.
You show up, they look at you, they evaluate you, they begin to put money behind you so that they can project you. So
Based on your antecedent before, now they just can't bring in anybody. You must have a very good track record of what you
that's
have done.
exactly what I said.
The
That they evaluate
thing,
you.
Yes, yes.
the ideal
They
thing
evaluate
is-
you.
yeah, that's the ideal thing to do.
Yeah.
But again, it doesn't usually. Democracy will not always throw up the right person, the right candidate.
Yeah.
That's not democracy. It's who makes the biggest noise, and not just making noise, effective.
With substance, yes.
Yes, making effective noise, and that's what noise that people will hear.
You know.
Even in America, the same thing happens, and money must be involved. You can't run any election
Big time.
without
Money must exchange. I know that about it.
You know
Yes.
one thing. When I joined politics, one of my brothers told me that there are a few things involved in politics. One, money is involved, deep pockets. 2, wine. 3, women. Because these are the things women are attracted to power. So you must be ready to have all these things. He gave me guidelines and all that. I said, well, whatever I can do, I do. But again, I have to, But there are things that accompany.
Could that be the reason why good people are not joining politics?
Not that good people are not joining
because
politics.
the image in which you are painting here
It's not that
actually
good people are
scares
not
the living
joining.
dead.
No, it's
Yes.
just the fact that
If this
the system, the
yeah.
process will not allow
Then I don't
the
like
good
that
people. The good people. That's what they're asking.
No, the system.
That's right.
The system
is wrong.
The system frustrates.
yes.
The system frustrates good people.
You know,
Because
let
you come in with good idea, all right. You spend all you have, no matter how meager.
Yes.
And when it's time, someone just come from nowhere, and edge you out. You get frustrated. You get frustrated.
One man
Simple.
came from Russia. I think it was Professor Tamu's house that we had a meeting, and one guy from Russia came and shared his experience with, he had. That they finished meeting around 11, and everybody went home. The next day, not knowing that some people were already there, the next day, a new decision was made. And
Contrary to
Contrary to what
said
they- yes.
last night.
And then that was how the man left politics, for good. Anyway, it's been a very hot and wonderful discussion on party congresses and all that. But in spite of the challenges, I think, the system being flawed, I think we should be able to have a new orientation on how politics should be. We should do politics of tolerance. If you don't get it right now, that's not the end of the day. Policy is all about having a cycle. If it doesn't get to you now, next time it will get to you. The parties that are making waves now, before, were almost dead. But today, people are flocking to some of the political parties like SDP, ADC, and all that. So we should be more tolerant and play the politics and let the good people join in, because we cannot leave this Nigeria situation in the hands of politicians.
And charlatans.
We
Professional politicians
should,
and
so-called professional politicians. There's nothing like professional politicians. We need professionals in politics. And I encourage every one of you, join hands and let us wrest power and build Nigeria the way that we envision it, so that our children will have a good place to live.
In summary, the more political leaders understand their core party values, as well as their role in developing Nigeria, the better leaders they will be. Well, that's all that we have time for today on Patito's Gang. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found today's episode to be informative and enlightening. Join the conversation. Be sure to follow us on all our social media pages displayed right there on your screen. I am Nenna Jimye. And until next time, take care and be well.